Fine. Is everybody joined? Yes, it's almost 10:07. Start of the thing. Okay. Hello, everyone, and good morning. And if it is here in India, it's here at my place. Uh, and thank you for joining. I think so. Everyone's get excited to start with your new training, like with AWS Solution Architect Associate. Like, let me get into one single question here. Right. Okay. Good after. So, how many of you attended my AWS Cloud Practitioner class here? The free training which was organized by CDP. Guys, I think so. Only less number of people are over here. You can just turn on your mic, speak with me, so that it will be a good interaction for me, and it will be a.
No, I was not able to attend those time, so I missed that part.
Oh, got it. Okay. I think so. There is two people who have not attended it. Okay, fine. What about others?
I was not able to join that session.
Got it, got it. Yes, I can able to see. Okay, so there are three people who have not attended. Okay, I can able to understand. Okay, let us start with some basic intro, right? That might help me a lot to get into the training point of view, perspective, and other stuff. Let me introduce myself, and my name is Rahul, and I've been in the part of AWS for the last 3 years, and we've been certified in CLFC02, and recently I've been certified in CLFC02, where I recertified my certification, and AWS Developer Associate, Solution Architect Associate, and AWS Machine Learning Specialty. And I'm now planning to take some professional certifications in AWS Solution Architect as a professional and data engineer if it is available. And since it is already available in the beta version, so we need to update it. And I'm a fond of machine learning person, but because I've started my journey as a machine learning engineer, and I've been working with some of the startups. Yeah, I'll share the video, right? I haven't shared the video yet. I'll share the video yet. Once I started sharing, I'll let you know soon, and we'll try to have a lot of hands-on today, so to make sure to have a good start of the training. And I started as a machine learning engineer in one of the startup, and I started evolving through that thing. And behind the perspectives, when AWS started, and when a lot of companies are pushing a lot of stuffs like get into MLOps or try to deploy your apps in cloud, I started to learn AWS as my major thing, and I started learning AWS for the last 3 years, and I've been certified. I've been training people over there. But because that training helped me a lot to learn from users perspective and from my perspective to learn a lot of stuff. Even if I miss something, like people over there in the training will start me to think, what can I say? They start me to reiterate and remember with those things. And for the last 2 years, I've been training with schools, colleges, and for what can I say, for corporates too. And it was very amazing experience for I think. And moreover, I've been the part of AWS Cloud Captain, which is one of the advocacy team proposal, which was proposed for students when I was a student. And right now, I've been pushing into some other higher perspectives for I can. And I'm running a club called as AWS Cloud Club, HJIT, and I'm the founder and organizer of it. And this is all about me. And since you have only less number of people, I would like to have your intro with your designation, or do you come from a student background or a working background, or are you coming from a technology background or not? So that it might help me to give you other perspectives when I'm started training, right? But because there are a lot of layman terms I'm going to tell when I'm training, right? Since solution architect is not a easiest one, it needs a lot of understanding of technical architectures you need to know. So why? Because when you're getting into a technical perspective, you need to work on those skills, right? I would like to hear 1 minute of intro of each and everyone who's available over here, which will help me a lot. Okay, so let's start with someone. Let me call. I do have a list over here. Okay, let's start with Okay, I got the first one. Amaya, please turn on your mics and please talk so that might help us a lot.
Hi, Rahul. Good morning. Yeah, I'm from Mumbai.
Oh,
So, my name is Ameya, coming from a networking background, and
mhm.
I work as a technical lead for Wipro, and I'm coming from an BFSI sector. So, this is my first interaction or having go through to this AWS or cloud series. So, basically, I'm coming from a networking background.
Okay, I can able to understand. Like you've been in the AWS for the first time right now here, right? You haven't known
Yes,
anything
correct.
about AWS.
A basic, but not very deep.
Like you know about that AWS is a cloud service which provides cloud, it's a
Correct,
cloud
correct.
provider which provides cloud services, right? This is a
Yeah,
basic thing from my
yeah.
perspective, right? Okay, thank you, Amaya. Thank you for your intro. And next, let's start with Murli.
Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Nurli Lilhare. I'm basically from Bangalore. I have more than 15 years of experience in IT. I work for the VMware. Now it's become a Broadcom. So I basically manage the backbone network of VMware, and I'm totally a Cisco technology guys. I'm a dual CCI, routing and switching and data center. And as you know, like in our infrastructure, we had the connectivity, direct connectivity with the AWS. So I manage some part of the that connectivity. But I want to know more about the AWS. That's the reason I joined this training. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you. I think so. You have more experience than me, so it will help me a lot. Like we want to work with new other projects too. Thank you for introduction
But my
and great
knowledge
job.
is strict only with Cisco. So like whether it's routing,
Uh,
switching,
how
MPLS,
far you
BGP.
have been in AWS? Like, have you learned anything like the basic scratch, something else?
Yeah, we do have the direct connectivity with AWS, with Orega, Virginia locations, Oregon, and multiple places. So we used to manage the direct connectivity. We used to establish the eBGP.
Okay, like
With
you are
that.
just connecting your infrastructure to cloud, right? You are just doing the immigration part, right?
Correct.
So, yeah, okay, fine. So, okay, fine. That's good to know about it. Thank you. And let's go with next one. Go to Tiborio. Are you there?
Yes. Hello everyone. I'm Ogotom Tibero from South Sudan. Uh, Actually, I have no any background about AWS, but I have attended the the free course the other time. But at least, I have some few clue about AWS. And here in South Sudan, actually, people are still, they are not really working on that side of maybe transporting all their things in cloud and all these things. They are still working like on premises, and I'm still a student, still a fresh graduate actually, having no
Thank you.
work
Thank you so
work
much.
experience and all those things. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for the info. And what about Rajesh?
Yeah, good morning, Nikhil.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. So myself, Rajesh from Mumbai. So I am working in private limited company. I have experience 20 plus years in network security and infra. So I would like to start with AWS, how the cloud platform is there. And I just wanted to understand basics of cloud, why the cloud people should adopt, and what are the advantages over there, and how
Okay.
it will beneficial to the customers. So currently, I am a general manager in private limited company, and my role is sales. Uh, I'm into the sales and business development of
Got it. Thank you.
sales and
Thank you so
services.
much. Thank you so much. What about Tom? I think well, one more person is available. Can you please give your intro? Unable to pronounce his name. It's Tom. Are you there? Hello. Go ahead. You can just open your mic and talk. Okay,
Yes,
fine. I
sir.
think so. Lost myself. Yeah, go ahead. So we are getting your intro. Just give you a small intro about you.
Come again.
Ah, we need your intro, right? We need your introduction. Just
Oh,
give us a
introduction.
1 minute intro.
Oh, I'm Tuang here from Malaysia, and currently I'm working, but I'm doing it's digital marketing with the can digital marketing. So that's why now I this thing.
Mhm. Okay, okay, Tom. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I think so.
Right.
It's a good introduction about you guys, and I learned that I like to just know about you right now, right? So people are working from people are from technical background as well as sorry, people are from the working background as well as from the educational background. I would like to see a good audience, kind of those things. Thank you so much. And I would say that if you after attending this training, you will get to know about the basic stuff about that. But because we're going to start in the scratch. Okay. I thought that people who are here actually already attended the CLF, but no issues. We'll start the training from the scratch and we'll try to have a pure basic hands-on. And whenever we start, then we go into the next classes. When we're going to the next classes, we'll be having some, how can I say, interior tech hands-on app using the CLI and other stuff what we have. That will be a huge part. Okay, let's start. And I would like to. Simple.
I just a bit updating.
Can you just push your note as a message? We can't able to hear you clearly.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we'll wait for 5 minutes. There are no requirements. The thing is that now you can able to attend your professional level certification. Your question is correct, but now right now itself you can attend your professional level certification, but you will get failed. Why I'm saying this is that you'll get to know you won't understand the basic what can I say solution architecture overviews of AWS. Not only that, like whenever you're getting into a company, right? So
Yeah, Raghul, I've
now,
joined. Thanks.
yes, Harshit. Okay, like you are Harshit, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so we were just talking about persons who have already attended the free CL like the cloud practitioner course. Have you attended the cloud practitioner course, free cloud practitioner course?
No, no, Raghul. This is
Okay,
my
got
first
it.
course from CDP.
Oh, got it. Thank you so much. And we would like to know about you. Can you just give your 1 minute intro to the audience over here?
Yeah, Raghul. Actually, I am Harshad Panchal. I work for IndusInd Bank as a AVP in IT. I look after multiple profiles like a VPN, VDI, cloud infra, a little bit of cloud infra now I've gotten, and a load balancer, Citrix and AV and all, NSX.
Okay, thank you so much. I think so. You're new to cloud infra, right? If you're new to cloud, it might be very easy.
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm getting the into cloud also. That is the reason I've joined the classes.
Mhm. Thank you. Okay, let's start. Okay, we'll answer to the question at the last thing. So why? Because I think so you're not getting into the correct point clearly. We'll have the question at the last. Okay, now let's start with, and I would like to start with the basic thing, right? Because people over here are new to cloud. I would like to start with the basic thing. Once we started with the basic thing, we slowly move to some interior concept which is available for the AWS solution architecture overview. That could help you a lot. Right? Okay, let's start with it. Let me present it. Okay. Will you please tell me that my screen is visible?
No,
Not yet, not yet. Yeah, it started.
no, it's okay.
Yes, yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes.
Okay. So people who have already attended the cloud computing, the what can I say, the cloud practitioner free courses. This is the same slide what I've used over there. Why? Because people over here are new to the class. Let's give them the basic stuff. If you want to listen, just listen. Get the basics, which is already revised, already taught. Get revised so that you can also travel parallelly through the training. Okay. Let's start with the one single thing, right? So, what is cloud computing? Why? Because people over here is already worked in infrastructure, right? So why? Because they've been already pursuing like they're working in the terms of on-premises, having the servers, all the stuff like hardwares, or RAM, ROM, CPU, memories, devices, everything physically present inside present inside the company. Like so, everything is present inside an on-premises. Why? Because if you go to a company, you may not have a physical server room. Inside the server, you will have all the servers, and each and every server will consist of RAM, ROM, CPU, memory, etc., and etc., and etc. But could you please, what can I say? If you have taught this thing in next overview, right? What happens is nothing but one of the important issue in terms of on-premises infrastructure is you need to concentrate on resources. Like what do you scale up? Okay, you need to concentrate on resources. What do you scale up? Like the hardware, storage, and infrastructure, right? Because all those things you have already declared in all those things are already declared in an on-premises infrastructure. Like so, we need to know about the space which is needed for it. Like the space is very very important, and this space might create a lot of issues. Okay. The first important issue before going into much deeper into it is the disaster. Because disaster, if you what can I say, encounter a natural disaster, we can't able to predict easily, right? Why? Because tomorrow it will come, maybe a day after tomorrow it will come, or maybe next year it will come. Why? Because according to a lot of science fiction movies and other English movies, 2012 movie which has been taken, like on the year 2012, the year will be demolished. A kind of that stuff we can't able to predict easy. But what happens is nothing but on the time of a natural disaster, it can able to what can I say demolish the entire infrastructure what you have in a company. Like you can't able to provide the resources, you can't able to give the resources who are already working through the infrastructure, and it might lead to a lot of tedious issues what you face before it. Right? That's the major goal, major thing you have to keep that in your mind. And what happens professionally? Like I'm talking about it. I'm professionally, right? What happens is nothing but if you were into a company and you being a part of an on-premises company, like called as an XYZ, you're part of an on-premises company. That on-premises company will need to have a system admin or an on-premises admin, a physical person who would need to take care of all those resources which is being stored inside a server. Let's say you have a server and that server is composed of CPU, RAM, ROM, and other memory devices, etc., etc. stuffs. So who need to take care of all those things? We need to appoint a person who need to take care of all those things. I need to have a system admin over there, and we need to check periodically in such a way that is there any issues or not. If there is any issues, you need to monitor. You need to transfer the issue to the network engineer. Network engineer should come. Need to change all the resources. Go back over here. Infrastructure engineer to come. So can you able to see that there is a huge process is available over here if there is any malfunction is happening, right? Now, because this is if you ever encounter this problem in your what can you say personal projects, or if you're going to enter into an infrastructure point of view, this would be a tedious one. Why? Because for that system admin, I have to appoint him, I have to pay him a money, I have to provide him everything what it is needed. Why? Because he's going to be the source of the infrastructure which is already prevalent, which is already available in the what can I say company. So this is going to be a huge thing, right? We need to focus on. Thirdly, we need to set up a server. Am I right or wrong? Why? Because for the on-premises servers, we need to set up a physical server. Literally, like what are the servers are composed of? First thing is all about the CPU. Why? Because whenever you take a laptop or whenever you buy a computer, like you have to set up each and every resources separately. Like say you have to set up a CPU first, you have to set up a monitor then, you have to set up a keyboard, mouse, and inside CPU you are supposed to fit motherboard, a processor, and a graphic card, GPUs, etc., and stuff. So, like and the database and the devices, routers, switch, and DNS server, etc. For all those things, you are supposed to buy in advance. Am I right or wrong? You are supposed to buy in advance. Each and everything is not going to be going after using it. Am I right or wrong? Yes. And the very important thing is for each and every resources, you have to buy a huge lump amount and you have to store it inside it. So here comes a very important point. So what happens over here is when you buy a huge amount and store inside a server, the very important question is whether you're going to use all those resources you've already bought. No, literally not. Because let's say you're going to buy a laptop of 600 gigabytes. Let's say 1 TB of hardware, right? 1 TB of HDD storage. But unfortunately, you're going to use only half of it, like a 0.5 TB of storage only. Then the remaining 0.5 TB of storage is going to be a waste thing. You're not going to use it at all. Then why you're supposed to pay an upfront amount of 1 TB of cost to buy this laptop? This is going to be another issue you need to take care of. The payment in advance. You are going to pay in advance to make sure that you are going to take all the resources, set up in a server, but are you noticing that you're going to use the entire resources what you're about? That's a big question mark over there. So what is going to be the, what can I say, the resolution part of it? How to resolve this tragedy? Like want to revolving in traditional based computing. Why? Because this is the traditional based computing what has been released the years and years ago. People who are already working, they might know in traditional based company years and years ago, they might use the same thing like they may have a lot of what may I say servers which is being composed into it, mainframe computers, etc., and stuff. How are we going to resolve it? Why? Because companies started to migrate each and everything into an what may I say into an efficient way. We don't want to focus on it. We don't want any people to focus on it. It should be an automatic one. Then what is gonna be a resolving measure we need to take? Then that where a very important strategy which was evolved called cloud computing. So now you know what are the what may I say tragedies which has been there in traditional based companies. Now let's get into what cloud computing was all about. Let's say first and foremost thing, whenever I teach like the basic stuff about cloud computing is the on-demand delivery of compute power, database storage, applications, and other IT resources. Right? You're not gonna buy anything in advance. Whatever things you needed, you're gonna say to the cloud computing provider and you're gonna rent it. You're going to rent it. Why? Because based on the amount of resources you use, you're going to pay for it. Right? You're not going to pay for the extra amount of resources you have lent. That's the very, very important thing you need to know. And people, whenever I started teaching to like people who are there in corporates or students in colleges and schools, they will come to very wrong perspective that cloud computing is a storage perspective. But actually, it's not the kind of thing. Cloud computing is not only the part which provides you a storage, it provides the entire IT resources. Like it provides you with virtual servers, which is called virtual servers, which provides you a virtual private cloud. You can store any device, you can store any informations. Like you can store database, you can store a relational database, and you can store non-relational database, no SQL storages. You can also store an object level storages. You can also have a network level storage. You can also push everywhere. And you can also perform your security actions, machine learning, generative AI stuffs. Each and everything is being available inside a cloud computing. So Please, whenever you go, and I wish that whenever you start learning, or if you want to teach the same thing to any one of the people who doesn't know about cloud, please insist them that cloud computing is not only the storage perspective, it is an on-demand delivery of all the IT resources available in premises. Right? Now, the second thing what I want to focus is nothing but the pay as you go pricing. Why? Because why I'm insisting you the pay as you go pricing is that very important stuff is that whenever you start buying, right? Whenever, like, let's say I'm going to set up a server in a company called as XYZ. And inside this XYZ, I'm going to predict that the number of users is going to be 500. Right? The number of users is going to be 500. And what happens over there is nothing but, unfortunately, I'm gonna buy the, what can I say? A number of users is gonna be 500. What happens is nothing but I'm gonna buy the resources for 500 people, like for the servers, like the instances, the RAM, ROM, etc. stuff which is available inside the server. I'm gonna buy for 500 people. Now, what happens? Nothing but, unfortunately, my prediction was wrong. It was 300. So what happens? The remaining 200 resources, what I bought in advance, is gonna be totally waste. This is point number one. Point number two, unfortunately, it is not going to be 500 people. I'm going to have it for 1,000 people. Now, I have to buy another 500 more extra. So this is going to be a huge, like, we can't able to have each and every point, okay, this is not that, this is not this. So we can't able to go ahead with those stuffs. So that's where Cloud has provided us the solving measure. What is that thing but is pay as you go pricing? Like, it depends upon the, what may I say, it's not static, it's dynamic. Like, if you are buying the if you are renting a virtual service to 500 people, but unfortunately only 300 has been given, you can delete those 200 people's virtual service to them itself. That's not going to be a very issue. And if it is going to be if we are predicted as 500 people, but unfortunately it is 1,000, then you can also rent under 500 more. It is not going to be a very issue, right? This is where cloud has played a very, very important role when we are transforming from the traditional based computing, right? And you can provision exactly the right type and size of the computing resources you need. Like, but because whenever, like, I want to give you an instance, a real-time instance. When I start, like, can I say, when I was teaching in a private college, right? In that, people who said that. So when we started to buy the resources, first of all, in through the cloud, since we do have in cloud, we have only some predefined mentioned size and type. But unfortunately, we can't able to have the size and type what we actually wanted. Okay, they are saying about in terms of use cases. But I would like to give you an answer for this. The answer is that there are a lot of cases you can work on, right? Whenever, so I would like to say that when you go into EC2, right, when you go into Elastic Compute Cloud, one of the important servers which is provided by AWS Cloud is that, which is used for renting your virtual service. You can able to create your virtual service. The first thing is that there are a lot of options available inside EC2 service. Okay, you can create a lot of options of EC2 instances called spot instances, reserved instances, on demand, etc., etc. Please get to know about the understanding of your use case first of all. For which use case you're working, let it be a use case of consist of hundreds of users, and use case consists of hundreds of users with load balancing, etc., 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 and etc. You need to know about the right type correctly. Then, if you know about the right use case, then you can able to provision the exactly the right type and the computing size easily, right? So people, if you're going to start using your cloud, please make sure to know about the use case you're going to solve through the cloud, which will help you a lot to demand the type as well as the size of the resources you're going to approach. And you can access as many resources as you need and almost instantly. And it's a simple way. You can able to access your servers. It's a very simple way. You can also access your storage, databases, and a set of application services, which is not going to be a very important thing. Now, I've said a lot about this, right? Or I've said about basic stuff about what is cloud computing. Now let's talk about why Amazon Web Services. Why AWS? I would like to ask a question to the people over here. Like, I mean, I've seen a lot of other perspectives. Like, what is gonna be what can I say? Why AWS?